All right, another week, Chris, with what I believe is some serious injury concerns for the Detroit Lions. We have our mainstay on the no practice Wednesday. That's Frank Ragnow with his foot. He has that toe injury that he's dealing with every year of his career,
Mhm.
seemingly. We got to get that thing figured out. But there's a few new names, there's a couple of familiar names, and I'm just going to go ahead and read who did not practice. And you tell me what sticks out to you. Sound good?
Yep.
All right, Josh Reynolds illness. It's the flu bug that's going through
Yep.
Allen Park right now. Like, and some of these guys get back after a day. Some of them it takes 3, 4, 5 days. Right. So you don't know. I have some silver lining on that one. We'll get back to that. Frank Ragnow, we already talked about. Logan Stenberg's out with that same sickness, but then we start getting to the three that I believe are the more serious ones. Linebacker Josh Woods, it's a biceps injury, one of the weirdest injuries I can always think of.
Yep.
Biceps, okay? Get stronger. Safety Kerby Joseph is now out of practice with that back injury that he hurt, I guess, in the second half of the Panthers game. And Deshaun Elliott, Dan Campbell is calling him day to day, which is not great on Wednesday practice form. So, what sticks out to you on this, Chris?
Yeah. So I'm going to steal a little bit of your thunder. I think I know where you're going with this. Josh
It's fine.
Reynolds.
Okay, you'll go there. That's fine.
Yep. See ya. That's fine because that means Jameson Williams has to play a little bit
Yeah,
more.
take my
So
thunder, man. Take it and run with it.
okay. So we'll touch on that another one. The other one real quick is Frank Ragnow. So I think a lot of Lions fan. Let me just clear this up real quick. You're like, what's wrong with this guy? Like, how can you
He's
not
hurt.
get your foot better? Like a sissy? And it's like what he has is a mangled toes. So
Yeah.
I read a report on this. So his toes are literally just in shambles. He has like a couple toes that are like all twisted literally up. So he's
Dang.
playing on that and he's going to have to get surgery in the offseason to try to fix his toes, get stepped on. You know, I'm surprised it doesn't happen more, but just he's playing through some incredible stuff to be a Pro Bowler. It's awesome. So he's downgraded. I don't know. He
He's
could
been
not play.
downgraded for a month.
Yeah, he could not play easily, and that's just the way it is. But so for me, Josh Reynolds, that hurts, but it's also, hey, you never know, opens the door for somebody else. And Frank Ragnow, man, he may not play. That moves Evan Brown to center, and it makes our guard situation even weaker than it is. So for
Yeah.
me, I'll stick with the offense on this one. Those are two areas that the Frank one, it would be a huge loss, even with mangled toes. He's playing so well, and then it shifts guys around. It makes us weak on the offensive line.
Okay, so here's my thought. I'm going to talk about the defense,
Yep.
okay, and special teams, and then we'll go back and we'll argue what's the bigger loss. Okay, so we're not gonna just end there.
Yep.
Josh Woods, he was the only player that I saw make good plays against the Panthers.
Uh-huh.
He had multiple special teams tackles. He is the best player on our special teams,
He
as
is.
whether it's on kickoff or punt. He is the best at getting down and making tackles. He's phenomenal at it, which is shocking how good he is in open space. But that's a big loss, and that's part of the reason our special teams has been so good. He is a special teams Jedi. All right,
Mhm.
and then you have Kerby Joseph and Elliott. Who the crap is playing safety? Chris, like who's playing safety? By
CJ
the way,
Moore.
yeah, maybe, hopefully, I'm fine with that. Like, where did Juju Hughes go?
No
Do
idea.
you remember? Like, do you have any clue what happened to this guy?
No.
And then, so if Fatu Melifonwu comes in and plays like he's a 42-year-old slow man that has never played football a day in his life, he was really bad
Yep.
last week. And so I don't know who's back there. And I can't think of a guy who puts more pressure on safeties than Justin Fields. Am I in the box?
Good.
Do I have to buy the pump fake? What am I doing on the read and react? And
Mm.
safeties are what take 5 to 10 yard plays, bad safety plays, make them 20 to 40 yard
Yep.
plays. And that's what we saw against the Panthers. If we don't have Joseph or Elliott in, I don't know. I don't. It does not go well for me. I think I'm going to go. Not only is it more important than the offensive side of things, I think we have trouble even. I think it cost us the game. I do. I think it's that important. I talked about it last week. People gave me some slack when Deshaun Elliott was out. Well, now what about when you take both your starters? Which, by the way, it's actually a starter and your third player to start the season. So,
100%.
because we already got Tracy Walker that's been out.
100%. I agree with you. As you talking about this, the offense, we've got player, for Josh Reynolds, you throw in our stud wide receiver, Jameson Williams. For Frank Ragnow, you're throwing in Evan Brown. Yes, you're going to lose some things in the guard position, but when you look at the
A
safety
ton.
position, because we got to play man up, there's just you're so right. Do you walk up your safeties in order to stop Justin Fields, be that extra run support? Because remember, he is it's a numbers game. When you're the quarterback and you hand it off, well, that's one thing. But now if you're the quarterback and you keep it, now it's the safety has to be responsible for that. The
Yep.
linebackers are going different ways. All that, it just all plays into
Yep.
your safety play. And you said it. The number one thing, Justin Fields gets 15 yards, fine. But when you take a bad angle and he takes it for 60,
Oh,
we will lose. I mean, it's just that simple. So we
especially if you
just
do it 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3 times. And so, how are you coaching up the safeties? Are you having them way back? Well, if you do that, then Justin Fields has more room to run. Do you want to get up and not let him get going? There's so many things to think about. And like you said, with Iffy, the guy, I just was so excited about him for these
Yeah.
last couple of years. And then I don't know. He's been hurt, he's been corner, he's been safety. And it's just like, who are we going to put back there? I don't even know. I just, like we said, I don't even know who our two safeties would be technically going into this game.
So here's what I'm going to go with. You ready for it? I
Mm-hmm.
think right now in Allen Park, they're running reps with Mike Hughes and Amani Aruarie playing safety in emergency situations.
Wow.
I really do, because I don't know who else is out there. You got CJ Moore, who's actually proven to be, we'll call it almost serviceable,
Yeah.
right? Like he has not been terrible when he's gotten to play in very limited roles, but he has played and he's been
Mm-hmm.
okay. So, like, that's fine. Put him in, right? I'd put him in even if Melifonwu is healthy. Like, if Joseph is healthy and Melifonwu is healthy, still put in CJ Moore.
Yep.
But I think you can see a guy like Hughes that's been in the league for a while, understand what he's doing. I think you could throw him back there. And it's a lot to ask, Chris. It's a lot to ask. And we're going to have very simple coverage concepts. And we're just going to have to hope that the Chicago Bears' lack of wide receiver talent and a young quarterback is the right recipe to say, all right, beat us through the air.
Yeah.
Just beat us through the air.
Because
I don't trust our corners to stop anyone, but that's got to be the strategy in this game is we're bringing the safeties up. We're going to bring them up, at least one of them, and we are going to stop the run to the best of our ability. Justin Fields, beat us in the air.
beat us one-on-one, Jerry Jacobs.
Yeah,
With
Okuda.
Okuda,
Yeah.
Jerry Jacobs. Because you're right, we lost Tracy Walker. I pulled it up right here. Tracy Walker, Bobby Price gone.
Yep.
Chase Lucas, he was our safety that he's gone for the season. So
Yeah, a
yeah,
little nickel action can
you're
play
left with
safety.
CJ Moore and Iffy. And it, it's just one of those guys go down. You're right. Now you're left with Owarie or Mike Hughes.
That's about
And
it.
you just have so
It's
your point
thin.
is well taken. This is a game. This is a tricky game because Justin Fields is faster than all of them.
I know.
He just is, and so
Yeah.
dude, it's a big deal. And our run defense. It would be one thing if we had a stud D line, stud linebackers. We
Right.
can make up for it, but we don't right now, and it's gonna be difficult.
Can I ask you a question?
Hit me.
Justin Fields all year, people have said it's useless to put a spy on him because he's just faster anyway.
Mm.
Is Malcolm Rodriguez fast enough sideline to sideline to spy Justin Fields?
Gosh, I know, right? The spy thing's always been a thing for a lot of fans where it's like, just spy them. Well, that is the problem. It doesn't matter. You're in no man's land because you're not
Right.
fast enough. You're not covering anybody. You're not rushing. You're not doing anything. And you're just going to get the answer is no. I don't think he's fast
agree.
enough. And I think the spy thing is you just, we did it at the second half of last time we played the Bears. And it's, can the defensive line just rush and patiently, and don't rush him. Don't
Yeah.
rush him. It's hard. That goes against everything. You're full throttle. You're Aiden Hutchinson. You're going after the quarterback. It's like, dude, just push against this big tackle all
Yeah.
game and don't rush him.
And isn't that part of the hope of the spy is that you can rush if you have a spy? So if he gets out the spy, but
Yep.
I
I
don't
know.
there's very few people in the league. There's very few people in the league that I would say, oh yeah, him one-on-one in open base against Fields. I trust him to get him down 9
I
times
know.
out of 10. No, like that's just not a thing. It's not a shot at Rodriguez. It's not a shot on anybody on our team. It's just an understanding that you have an absolute supreme elite athlete.
And he did the same run against us and against the Packers, where it's just a zone, the read option makes one guy miss, and you're like,
Gone.
get him. Oh, he's gone. He's
Yeah.
gone. And we don't have that in our running back. He's faster than Swift. I mean, he just scares me more and more because he's just fast, obviously.
It's going to be fun, isn't it?
It's going to be, we got to have this one.
It's going to be a sweaty game. You're going to be sweating the whole time, wondering what's going on. So, anyways, that's what you got on the injury front. Doesn't look good. The only hope is that Elliott gets healthy and he's back in there for the game. But even then, it's an injured Elliott, and I don't know what that looks like either. So let us know what you think. Are we making too big of a deal of the injuries? We didn't last week. I think we undersold it, if anything. So let's hope we can overcome it. And all that film watching, teaser for a video.
Hello.
All that film watching pays off and we can get in there. All right. We'll see you guys on the next one. Hit that subscribe button below.
See ya.